Hello everyone. The next topic which we will be discussing is about the cilia. So what is cilia? So cilia, they are minute hair-like projections which are present on the outer surface of the eukaryotic cells. Now where these cilia are located? Most of the cilia, they are located on the epithelial cells of the several internal organs. For example, it may include the lungs, trachea, digestive system, etc. They are found on the protozoans such as paramecium, which help them in the locomotion. And the non-motile cilia can be found in the dendritic knob of the olfactory neuron. So this is where the neurons are found. So now the question is, the cilia is found on the eukaryotic cells, but do they found on the prokaryotic cells as well? So cilia, they are only found in the eukaryotic cells. The prokaryotes or the prokaryotic cells, they contain a whip-like structure that is called as the flagella that help them to move. So the basic difference is cilia, they are hair-like projections on the outer surface of the eukaryotic cells and they are not present on the prokaryotic cells. So let's start with the definition first. So we have discussed that cilia, they are minute hair-like projections on the outer surface of the eukaryotic cell. Now this is how a cilia looks like. So these are like hair-like projections which are present on the surface of the eukaryotic cell. So this is how a cilia looks like. So cilia, they are small, slender, hair-like structures that are present on the surface of all the mammalian cells. They are primitive in nature and could be single or many. So they can be single or they can be many. The main role of cilia is that it plays a major role in the locomotion. The organisms that possess cilia, they are known as ciliates, and they use their cilia for feeding and the movement. Now there are two types of cilia which is being depicted in the diagram. That is a motile cilia and there is a non-motile cilia. Now first we will be discussing is about the motile cilia. So what is motile cilia? Motile cilia, they are found in large numbers on the surface of the cells. In humans, these are found in the respiratory epithelium of the respiratory tract. What is their function? They function by clearing the mucus and dust out of the lungs. So their main function in the respiratory tract in the humans is by clearing the mucus and dust out of the lungs. So this is what a motile cilia is, and they are found in large numbers. Now we talk about is the non-motile cilia. So primary cilia is also known as the non-motile cilia, and it was being first discovered in 1898. So these structures, they were very long believed to be vestigial organelles. So they were long believed to be vestigial organelles. However, the recent searches presented the biological role of the primary cilia, that they function as a sensory cellular antenna that coordinates a large number of cellular signaling pathways. So the functions include, these are all the three functions that are the functions of the non-motile cilia. The first is, it is used in the proper urine flow by signaling the kidney cells. So it helps in the urine flow. They act as mechanoreceptors or the sensory receptors. So they act as both as mechanoreceptors as well as the sensory receptors. Now the cilia functions by permitting the transfer of important particles from one side of the light sensitive cell to the other in the retina. So this is the role of non-motile cilia. Now if we talk about the structure of the cilia, they are made up of microtubules coated by the plasma membrane. So each cilium, they comprise of 9 pairs of microtubules that will form the outer ring and two central microtubules. So they will form the outer ring and the two central, there will be two central microtubules. So this structure, it is known as exonymy. So there are total of 9 pairs of microtubules, so they are known as exonymy. And the 9 outer pairs are made up of motor proteins, that is known as dynein. So this is what the both of these terms are, meaning of these both terms. Now these are large and flexible that allow the cilia to move. So they are large and flexible and they allow the cilia to move. Cilia, they are attached to the cell at the basal body and made up of microtubules that is arranged in the 9 triplets. So they are arranged in the 9 triplets. Now they are very minute structures ranging from 0.5 micrometer in diameter to 20 micrometer in the length. So this is what the diameter or the length of the very minute cilia. Now, what are the functions of cilia? So, the important functions that are performed by the cilia, they involve the locomotion and the sensory functions. So, locomotion means they help in the movement, and sensory functions, they play a major role in the cell cycle and the replication, and also in the development of humans and the animals. So, their main role comes in the cell cycle as well. Now, multiple cilia move in a rhythmatic motion that keeps the internal passageways free from the mucus of any foreign agent. So, there are a few non-motile cilia that acts as an antenna that receives sensory information for the cells and processes these signals from the surrounding fluids. So, this is what the non-motile cilia does. And it is also found in the photoreceptors of the retina, which help in the transport of molecules from one end to the another end. Now comes the disorders. So cilia comprises of two disorders, ciliopathies and primary ciliary dyskinesia. So what are these? So if we talk about the first one, it is a genetic disorder of the cilia structure. So it comprises of the genetic disorder in the structure of the cilia. The basal bodies or the cilia function. So there is a dysfunction or defect in the primary and the motile cilia, which is known to cause numerous distressing genetic disorders. So this is what is ciliopathies. So this is what is known as ciliopathies. Now next is the primary ciliary dyskinesia. So it is an autosomal recessive disorder in which the cilia do not function normally. So if the cilia does not function normally, this is the disorder which has been there. So this condition prevents the clearing of mucus from the lungs, ears and sinuses. So this is the main disorder for in which the cilia will not perform in a normal way. Now if we sum up the whole cilia, then this organelle cilia, they are found in the eukaryotic cells, as we have discussed. They are not found in the prokaryotic cells. Cilia, they are divided into two parts, the motile cilia and the non-motile cilia. The non-motile cilia, they are called as the primary cilia and they act as sensory organelle. Cilia, they are structurally identical to the flagella, and microorganisms such as paramecium, they contain cilia for the locomotion. So cilia helps in the locomotion. So this was all about it. These are some of the references. Thank you.